Hello everybody, today is April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. My name is Naomi, and if for those of you who don't know me, and today we're going to be talking about Pilate. So Pilate is the character that we would have been talking about in our Wednesday Lent services if we were still meeting at church, so we can still talk about him today, but in the comfort of our own homes. So if you have one of these, I was handing them out at the Lent services before all of this happened, and so it just has a couple questions on the back about our character today. So we're talking about Pilate, and I want you to think of these three questions when we're going through this story. What is something that sticks out to you in this story? How do you think this character felt? And what does it teach you about Jesus? So I want you to think about those three questions as we go through this story. So our calendar says to read Mark 15, 1 through 20, which is a lot of verses. So I'm going to read it out of the Read and Share Bible. So if you have one of these, get it out and you can follow along. We're going to read the story on page 372. So Pilate questions Jesus. Lots of people loved Jesus, but there were many who didn't like him at all. After Jesus was captured in the garden, he was taken to the house of the high priest and then to Pilate, the Roman governor of Judea. All night the rulers asked Jesus if he was God's son. In Mark it says that they called Jesus the King of the Jews. They did not believe that he was. Finally, Pilate said that he didn't think Jesus was guilty, but the people who hated Jesus kept yelling until Pilate decided that Jesus had to die on the cross. And this little section down here says Jesus told everyone that he was God's son, and that made some people very angry. But even if they didn't believe it, he was still God's son, and that's really important. Even though people didn't believe what Jesus said and who he said he still was the Son of God. He still is the King of the Jews and the King of all kings. So how is a king supposed to look? Do they wear nice crowns and nice clothes and maybe show off how much they have? Jesus was the King of all kings, and he didn't really look like a king. He was wearing a crown of thorns, which is very painful, and so his face was probably pretty bloody, and he wasn't wearing very nice clothes. He was just himself, and he died on a cross. So that's kind of weird, and it doesn't make sense what God is doing in this. He uses a very bloody, ugly moment to show his power. He shows that Jesus is King of the Kings, even though he looks beaten and broken. So the activity for today is to make a crown. So I made one. Ta-da! And write King Jesus on it. So how is Jesus our King even today? So Jesus is our King because what do kings do? Kings take care of their people. And we are God's people. We are chosen in our baptism. And God takes care of us. Jesus takes care of us because he is our King and he is our shepherd and we are his sheep. And so we're going to end again today with the Lord's Prayer, and we're going to do it all together, okay? Everything we've learned with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, is God's, forever and ever. Amen. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.